What if I told you that the most destructive force ever created wasn't just a scientific breakthrough, but a secret that slipped through the hands of superpowers, spies, and rogue states? The story of nuclear weapons is a chilling saga of ambition, betrayal, and defiance that armed 9 nations with the power to end civilization. But how did it all begin? And how did each country claw its way to this devastating capability? Let's unravel this suspenseful tale, starting with the birth of nuclear power itself. Before the bomb, there was the atom. In the early 20th century, scientists like Ernest Rutherford and Niels Bohr unlocked the secrets of atomic structure, revealing that splitting an atom could release unimaginable energy. By 1938, German Otto Hahn and Fritz Strassmann achieved nuclear fission, splitting uranium atoms. But here's the shocker: they didn't fully grasp its weapon potential. It was amateur scientists like Leo Szilard who warned the world in 1939 that a chain reaction could create a bomb of catastrophic power. This discovery set the stage for a race that would change history forever. United States. The story of nuclear weapons begins when the United States, gripped by the fear that Nazi Germany was building an atomic bomb. In 1939, Albert Einstein's letter to President Roosevelt sparked action, leading to the Manhattan Project in 1942. Over 130,000 people toiled in secret across sites like Los Alamos, facing immense challenges, isolating uranium-235, developing plutonium, and designing a trigger mechanism, all under wartime pressure. The real twist? They succeeded, testing the first bomb, Trinity, in July 1945 in New Mexico. Weeks later, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were devastated, ending World War II but opening a Pandora's box. The US maintains about 5,044 warheads, modernizing its stockpile with advanced delivery systems like the B-21 Raider bomb and Trident missiles, remaining a dominant nuclear superpower. Soviet Union. Russia was next. Driven by the US monopoly in the 1940s, Stalin launched a crash program. But the Soviets faced dire struggles: a war-ravaged economy, scarce uranium, and limited expertise. What if I told you their breakthrough came from espionage? Spies like Klaus Fuchs, embedded in the Manhattan Project, leaked critical designs, slashing years of development. By 1949, they shocked the world with RDS-1, their first test igniting the Cold War arms race. Russia holds the largest stockpile with approximately 580 warheads, including tactical and strategic weapons modernized under Putin to counter NATO. United Kingdom. The United Kingdom's journey began as a US partner in the Manhattan Project, with British scientists like James Chadwick contributing expertise. Struggles included limited resources and political debates over cost, but Prime Minister Attlee pushed forward. The twist? They succeeded in 1952 with Hurricane tested off Australia, breaking the superpower due despite economic strain. The UK maintains about 225 warheads carried by Trident submarines, closely integrated with the US systems under a renewed nuclear sharing agreement. France's nuclear ambitions arose from post-war humiliation after losses in Indochina and Algeria. In the 1950s, President Charles de Gaulle sought strategic autonomy, rejecting reliance on NATO or the US. Developing a bomb in secret was fraught with challenges: US opposition, limited uranium, and domestic political resistance. The shocker: their first test, Gerbois Bly, in 1960 in the Sahara, made France the 4th nuclear power, cementing its global stature. France has around 290 warheads delivered via submarines and air-launched missiles, maintaining an independent deterrent under its force de frappe doctrine. China's program emerged amid Cold War tensions and regional threats. In the 1950s, the Soviets provided reactors and designs, but the 1960s Sino-Soviet split left China stranded. Struggles included a backward economy, limited technology, and brain drain. Yet, Mao Zedong prioritized the bomb. The betrayal? China's scientists like Qian Shanqiang overcame isolation, testing their first device in 1964 at Lopnur, defying both superpowers. China's stockpile is expanding rapidly, with about 500 warheads, investing in hypersonic missiles and new silos to challenge US and Russian dominance. Israel's nuclear program is a masterclass in secrecy, born from existential threats in the 1950s. With French assistance, they built the Dimona reactor, facing challenges like scarce resources and international scrutiny. What if I told you they deceived US inspectors with fake walls? By the 1960s, experts believe Israel had weapons, though never declared. Their policy of opacity keeps enemies guessing, a strategy as shocking as their capability. Israel is estimated to have 80 to 90 warheads undeclared, with delivery via missiles and aircraft, maintaining ambiguity as a deterrent. India's nuclear path began with peaceful ambitions in the 1940s under scientist Homi Bhabha, building reactors for energy. Tensions with China and Pakistan shifted focus, but struggles included sanctions, limited uranium, and international pressure. Their 1974 test, Smiling Buddha, was labeled a peaceful explosion, fooling the world. The real shock? Full weapon tests in 1998 declared India a nuclear state, driven by regional rivalries. India has about 160 warheads, with Agni missiles and nuclear submarines, balancing deterrence against China and Pakistan. Pakistan's program was a direct response to India's advances. After losing wars in 1971, Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto vowed to get the bomb, facing crippling sanctions and a weak economy. Scientist A.Q. Khan stole centrifuge designs from Europe with covert Chinese aid. The twist? Just weeks after India's 1998 tests, Pakistan detonated 6 devices, leveling the subcontinent's power balance but risking catastrophe. Pakistan possesses around 170 warheads, focused on tactical weapons and missiles, countering India's conventional superiority. North Korea's nuclear quest began in the 1950s with ambitions for a nuclear program. But under Kim Il-sung, the focus shifted to weapons in the 1980s amid growing isolation. The country faced immense challenges: economic collapse, widespread famine, and international sanctions. Here's the shocker: Pakistani scientist A.Q. Khan was the key enabler. In the 1990s, Khan's proliferation network sold North Korea centrifuge technology and uranium enrichment designs, bypassing global restrictions. By 2006, they conducted their first nuclear test, a crude device followed by more advanced tests, including a claimed hydrogen bomb in 2017. Defiant and unpredictable, North Korea's nukes are both a shield and a bargaining chip against the world. North Korea claims over 40 warheads, with the intercontinental ballistic missiles like the Hwasong-17 capable of reaching the US, leveraging their arsenal for diplomatic coercion despite sanctions. Today, these 9 nations hold roughly 12,000 nuclear weapons capable of annihilating humanity. The Non-Proliferation Treaty has curbed spread, but the risks from rogue states, terrorism, and aging arsenal persist. What if I told you the next chapter could be even deadlier? Stay vigilant, because understanding this history might be your best shield.